Hi, and welcome to the Good Health Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Good, a registered nutritional therapy practitioner and functional medicine practitioner. Join me as we explore thyroid, brain, and fatigue conditions with positivity. From Hashimoto's to multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue to adrenal dysfunction, I've got you covered. With expert advice and tips to help you take action now and inspiring real patient stories from successful individuals who refuse to let their health hold them back. Start your journey to good health today. And don't forget to come and join the conversation on Instagram at good_health. That's GOODE. Or visit my website at nicolegoodhealth.com to find out more. Welcome to this episode of the Good Health Podcast. I'm Nicole Good. I'm your host and the founder and clinical director of the Good Health Clinic. Now, today is the last episode before the summer break. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is functional medicine and whether it is the right path for you to take. More and more of us are getting clued up on our health. We want to be able to understand and manage our well-being. And that is a huge part of my job, helping people to understand what is going on for them. What is the root cause of their health issues or symptoms? Now, here's the thing. I've had people ask me, so what's my root cause? Why do I have this? And they want one answer, right? They want me to say, oh, you had this virus or you didn't eat enough of, X, Y, Z. Let me tell you something. There is very rarely one root cause. And this is the difficulty in the work that I do. People want to know, how long will it take me to heal? What's the one root cause? How much better will I be in 1 month's time, in 3 months' time? My answer is always the same. It depends. And it depends on a lot of things. So how much effort are you actually going to put into the work that we do together? I can give you all of this information, but I can't action things for you. I'm not sat next to you cooking and feeding you for dinner. You have to put in the work. Functional medicine is very much a collaborative focus. It is patient and it is practitioner working together. Another thing is, how many root causes do you actually have? We often don't know this until we start working together. I've had cases where it's looking quite simple, and then we end up with 4 or 5 root causes. And I could have looked at that case at first glance on that inquiry call and said, oh, in a month's time or 3 months' time, you'll be so much better. But actually, when we start then digging into the case, we find these 4 or 5 root causes. And actually, there's a lot more work to do than we realized. And then I've had cases where it looks really complex. And I could say to people, oh, it could be 8, 9 months, 12 months before you're seeing significant improvement. And then we come across something that makes this really huge shift. And actually, just a few months in, they're feeling a lot better. So how many root causes do you have? We can't tell until we start working together, until we start that process. And we really need to find your root causes. And sometimes this is quick. Sometimes we can get to the bottom of those root causes really, really quite quickly, quite easily. Sometimes we can do this through case history and I can pick up on things and we know something's going on. Other times it's going to take more time. Maybe we need some testing and we need to wait for those results to come in. One of my patients once called me a health detective, and it is just that. We have to do some digging and we have to do some detective work. We're not going to get all the answers straight away. We also have to consider that a lot of these processes that we want to change in the body have been going on for a very long time, especially with something like autoimmunity. But even just with poor habits, you've been trending this way for a long time. You've been doing these things for a long time, living this way, eating this way for a long time. We now have a steep hill to climb to get you back up to optimal health. And that doesn't happen overnight. You wouldn't just go off and climb Mount Everest having never done any training. You're going to put months and months, maybe even years of work into getting yourself to the fitness level to be able to climb Mount Everest. It's not just something you're going to decide to do one day and take a run at. It's the same with habits in our life. We've got this steep hill to climb. We've got to turn around habits. We've got to turn around the way that you've been doing things. Not going to happen overnight. We need newer habits. We need answers. We need hard work. We need time. Now, the other thing I get asked a lot is, what food do I eat for, X diagnosis? I have Hashimoto's, so can I have X, Y, and Z? In that case, and unless it's gluten, in which I probably will have an answer for you, my answer is going to be, I have no idea. I have no idea what you can eat at this point, what you can and can't have, what you can and can't do. I don't know yet because I don't know what your root causes are. I only know what your diagnosis is. You've given me that label. You've told me the label that has been put on you because your symptoms fit into a box or because there's damage to a particular tissue or organ. That is great. It's good to know. But as for personalising your care, I'm not really that bothered about what diagnosis you have. I want to know what's driving it, what's going on underneath. Then I can give you answers, personalised ones, on what you should be doing. Do I have a Hashimoto's protocol in my clinic? No, absolutely not. No practitioner should. If any practitioner says to you they've got a protocol for anything, you really want to think about who you're working with. Yes, we have certain things that we do. If we find a root cause, we have certain things that we know we need to do. Let's say, for example, you've got a mold toxicity. We know we need to get that mold out. We know with something like that we use binders. But we're going to build that into a personalized protocol for you. We don't have protocols based on a diagnosis. All of my Hashi's patients could be on different protocols. That is personalized medicine. That is functional medicine, and that's what gets you healing. Would it be a lot easier for me if I did just have a Hashimoto's protocol? Yes, absolutely. It would make life a lot simpler. It would go a little bit like, hi, I've got Hashimoto's. Great. Here's your plan. I've already written it up for you. Now we'll just work through the steps. How simple would that be? But it wouldn't work. Sure, it might help you a little bit because stuff in the protocol will likely be healthy. So it might help you a little bit. Will it help you truly to heal? No. And this takes both me and you more time. I'm in this with you. I'm not just asking you to put the work in. I'm putting the work in too. Our time doesn't finish when you walk out of your consultation. I'm then getting to work interpreting labs, researching your case, building protocols for you personally. So if I'm not giving you a quick and simple answer, it's because there isn't one. And if there is one, life would be a lot simpler. And I would probably be a lot richer as well because I would have cracked a lot of science that we don't have answers to. There is no simple answer. This is why I work on my method, the MitoImmune Method, supporting the different pillars of your health because we need to look at the body as a whole. And in that method, we've got the pillars. We've got mitochondrial, immune, brain, adrenal, gut, thyroid, hormone, and cardiometabolic health. And you can read more about these in my upcoming book. I'll drop the waitlist below this episode. But you can have any number of these or all of them that need work for that matter. So there's never just one thing that we need to work on. We need to find out what's going on in the body. Which areas have got imbalances or dysfunction? What do we need to bring back to balance? If you want to start looking at which of these pillars might be imbalanced or having dysfunction for you, you could take my free MitoImmune health assessment to see if you've got any symptoms that are indicating dysfunction in these areas. I'll put a link to that below this episode as well. So yes, it's hard work for both me and you, but is it all worth it? Yes, 100% functional medicine is worth the time and the effort. It can really help you to heal your body. Here's some comments from patients recently. I feel more balanced. I've lost weight, which is a bonus. I feel like my old self. Brilliant. Just what we want to hear. Another one, you've given me my life back. Another, 3 months in and I never thought I'd be where I am now. I'd basically given up hope. And another one, really enjoyed the recipes and the food and I don't feel hungry at all. But my thyroid symptoms have all but gone. The weight is coming off and I'm going to buy a new wardrobe. Perfect. That's what we want. But do you know what all of these patients had in common? They all went all in. The steps weren't necessarily difficult. I'm a big advocate of implementing small steps for big change and for creating a new lifestyle rather than a diet that has as much variety as possible for each individual. But these patients all made the effort to show up for themselves and to make changes. They worked hard to create new habits and to break old ones. They did inner work. They believed in themselves. So can functional medicine help you? Yes. How long will it take? That's up to you. How hard will it be? It will require commitment. The rest of it I can help you with. So before we go on summer break with the podcast, I want to leave you with this thought. Are you worth the effort? Ask yourself that question. Are you worth the effort? I'll be back in September with the next episode of the Good Health Podcast. Have a lovely summer. And if you have any questions, remember, you can always reach out to me at info@nicolegoodhealth.com. That's good with the E on the end, or on Instagram at good_health, GOODE. I'll be back very soon, and I hope you enjoy the summer break. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Good Health Podcast. Do share the episode with anyone who you think it may benefit or who may enjoy it, and help me spread the word by rating the episode or leaving a review. If you want more, you can find other episodes in the series on your podcast app or sign up to my free newsletter. Not only will you get information on new episodes launching, but we cover lots of health topics with the Ask Nicole section where you can send in your questions, my favorite recipes, my favorite products, tips and tricks to help you on the road to good health, and much more. You can sign up free of charge at nicolegoodhealth.com/newsletter, also linked below. I hope you have a lovely week. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.